So, welcome to the next edition of the Rare Business Podcast. With me today, I have Nikolaus Kimla. Hi, Nicholas.
Hi, Adrian.
Is Nicholas the right way to pronounce your name,
Yeah, it's good.
or is it
Yeah,
Nikolaus?
no. It's for the Americans. It's definitely Nicholas because they swallow was one of their. So that's fine.
Okay,
That's perfect.
fantastic. Now, Nicholas, can you tell us a bit about you and Pipeliner, the company that you run, and just generally the work that you do?
Yes, sure. First of all, I'm original from Austria, Vienna, and coming out of the classical enterprise programming area. So we're still in charge of that. It's a part of the company. We brought up one very famous compliance solution worldwide. This is WellCheck.
Okay,
This was acquired by Thomson Reuters a couple of years ago, and we still program for them. So one of a division of my company is doing that.
hmm
And so a couple of years ago, I realized there was no chance to really to scale.
right.
And we have the capacity and we have the knowledge, and we are one of the best programming companies in the world. And this is 8 years ago. We figured out we do our own first product.
Okay,
And so we figured out what we should do. There's tons of possibilities, and because out of the restriction we have in the compliance area, where our deepest knowledge is, we could not do another compliance solution because
right.
we're working. Yeah. So, and by coincidence, we figured the sales topic out, and we realized that all CRM systems in the world,
hmm
in our research, having a wrong approach. When we realized that, we said, is that a business opportunity? And we said, well, definitely this is a business opportunity. And then we gained knowledge in some areas out of an IBM seminar.
hmm
I met someone there, and he opened my eyes to the topic of sales.
Okay,
And in that moment, we realized, okay, there is a business needs. There is a section in the whole area of CRM that is really misinterpreted and totally overlooked and conceptually wrong. Then we said, okay, how we can solve this problem. And so we were searching for technology. We were searching for underlying our assumptions,
hmm
and then we interviewed around more than over 1,000 sales reps around the world.
okay,
And doing that, we said, okay, this is a real business opportunity. But to do this, this is not an easy task. It's not done in 1 year. It's not done in 2 years. And so we programmed 7.5 years before we entered the market. Can you imagine that?
Thank goodness for your other division.
Yeah, so we just started that, but we realized this is really a business opportunity. And so we said, okay, and we financed more than 35 people for a couple of years.
Wow.
Oh, it's a big investment,
Yeah.
really big investment. Yeah. But it turned out to be that we tested always, and every test, what we did was amazing to us. And so we had one test because we realized, okay, doing that are in a different kind of technology. And I give you a reason for that because you see, all CRM systems today have three major problems. The
Okay.
first, the first problem is they are having a top-down approach. What it means,
Yeah.
I think it was more in coincidence, and it was unconsciousness. Yeah, because it's coming out of the old system, of the legacy system of the server client structure. So the people were always thinking top down in regard of management. So what is management needing? And we program something for management, and the client, in that case the classical sales rep,
Uh huh.
has to do what their server is needing. That's the mindset.
Okay.
And so they have overlooked the problem that salespeople are different. It was not conscious, it was unconscious, but it turned out to be that salespeople are saying worldwide CRM sucks. It doesn't help them. Yeah. So that what was the reason, number one. Number two, what all CRM system failed is the second important part, and this has to do with having the assumptions that everywhere around the world people have internet connectivity.
Right.
The truth is, If you're sitting in a plane and want to work with Salesforce, Dynamics, whatever it is in the real time, yeah, you
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. So we realized, okay, doing that, number two, big failure, we have to come up with a different technology concept. And so at that time, 7, 8 years ago, when we were really searching for technology, nobody really believed in Adobe Air. We believed, we said, this is the right technology, and we took it, and then we were right. Yeah, Silverlight is gone, and whatever. A
Hmm.
lot of other technologies are gone. And we are today are one of the, I think, the biggest B2B Adobe Air application worldwide.
Okay.
And we are the only one, this is one of the USBs, we are the only software in the world that can do on both platforms, Windows and Mac,
Hmm.
simultaneously to have both worlds in one solution. That
Okay.
means you can have it in the web 100%. At the same time, you have a real desktop application
Right.
instantly with background synchronization. Yeah? So unheard, but this is a big and what is this, what is the, why we did that? Because you see, if you have a worldwide solution, go to India, go to Australia, sometimes go to other parts, you cannot work. Yeah,
Sure.
because there is no internet connectivity. Even in America, we have not even internet connectivity everywhere. Even in Los Angeles, where I live, it's not as good as people are thinking. And you cannot always sit in front of a computer. You want sometimes to be in the car and look at that and play a little, or on the beach, or wherever you are, you want to have access. So
Sure.
number two is our technology decision. Number one was a management decision, top
Hmm.
down. Number two is technology. And number three, as equal important, the failure, yeah, as equal as important. Number three is salespeople are different kind of people. Well, they're not better or worse than other ones. Don't
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They're just different. Why? You see, as a I'll give you an example very fast. When you're a pilot of a Boeing 747 and
Yeah.
you are landing in London Heathrow,
Uh huh.
it's unheard does this guy as a pilot get paid if he is landing the Boeing correctly. It's
No.
they would laugh at you. Yeah, they would say, "Are you crazy?" Yeah? If passengers could complain because the landing was not correctly, okay.
Hmm.
But the only workforce in the world is really sales around the world. That sometimes even a lot of parts they have not even a base salary,
Right.
pure, purely commission.
Yeah.
Most have some base salary, but there is some parts they have not even that. So that means a sales rep is really almost like an entrepreneur. He
So.
is living on the risk side. It's the
Ah.
only it's the only it's the only workforce that really has a risk. Coming home, if you don't have a sale, you don't have anything to eat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you cannot buy.
So that's
And
what that's why, because the background to this interview is that Richard Young from Nimble introduced us, and because we were talking about, you believe salespeople are the entrepreneurs of the corporate landscape, and that gives me the background sort of now.
yes, correct.
Ah, absolutely. So
And I give you deeper insight to that. You
okay.
see, a sales rep the problem is on that angle, two steps behind are deeper, and the one is, first of all, a sales rep, out of that, because he lives by commission, he has not a solution in his hands where he can steer his opportunities and see how it works. And this is like, you have 10 horses in the race, okay?
Uh
You
huh.
see, you say, these three horses are my best ones. They will win.
Hmm.
But what happens to your numbers, to your goal, to your workflow, to everything if these three horses drop out? And this
Right.
can happen anytime. So you have not scenarios where you can build that. So they have not the technology behind that really helps them in a daily base. For that reason, there is not really helpful underlining workforce and I would say, workflows
Hmm.
that really help the sales rep in his daily business. And
Right.
out of that, they say, I don't want to become a data clerk, a bookkeeper, a data entry. And it's nothing against these jobs. Nobody is against bookkeepers. But you see, when you're a sales rep, you're not a bookkeeper. You want to move on. You want to take a chance. You want to scale for yourself. You want to bring something for the company, and it's not helping you. And out of that, the bigger problem is that salespeople out of their corporate, I would say, totally embedded systems today
Mm-hmm.
are only controlled. And you see, you cannot control an entrepreneur. He's moving around, and the same is what I say. A sales rep is an entrepreneur in an enterprise, and we have to treat them like that. This
And
is what we have to do with these people, to give them self-responsibility tools where they can do that by themselves. I got another document a couple of days ago, and they say about, and I think this is fundamentally so wrong, because they are saying, and I can quote that here in this document, because you see, it's so obvious how wrong it is in the conception. And the conception is that for management, yeah,
mm-hmm.
people say, like all sales managers, you need better sales forecast to manage your team, plan and budget more accurately, set more realistic expectation for your organization, and ultimately to help to grow the revenue. That
Right.
sounds at the first moment really good, and the second, it's wrong. Why it's
Okay.
wrong? Because you see, you as a sales manager, you should not push your people to give more sales, or how this document says about the need of sales forecast to manage that. No, the sales rep should manage his forecast better, and then reporting, and then the sales manager can tweak a little bit, help him a little bit. But today there is no systems to that.
So
There
actually,
is.
kind of what you're saying is that actually any forecast should be bottom up rather than anything else.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And so that is
Why?
that.
And why? You see, Adrian, why? And this is the core of everything. This is the core of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You see, if we don't believe, and this is in the old days,
Mm-hmm.
or in the old days, let's be honest. Yeah, in the old days, we had not the global economy, and salespeople were in a little town or a bigger town.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the sales rep were really well known from the people in the town. Everybody knew, oh, this is Adrian. Yeah, this is the sales guy. We love him. We can drink a beer with him in the pub.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest mistakes, whatever you did, is when you were not nice to one of your customers, and you treat them really badly, and you are discounted them wrongly, whatever, because the word of mouth was really out there
Yeah.
quickly. So one of the most qualities that the sales rep had was handshake quality.
Yeah.
And so we lost it all. We lost it all, and now we have this mechanism, and we turn from management doing like robots to the sales reps and saying, you are just putting the numbers in, putting the numbers in, putting the numbers in, and we control you in which direction you should go. This doesn't work.
So let me ask you this: so are you saying, therefore, that more traditional sort of CRM pieces of software are, whilst their initial aim was to try and build better relationships with customers, and actually, in actual fact, what they did was dehumanize relationships with customers, and what you're trying to do is put the human back into the whole engagement process.
Correct. You for yeah, correct. You brought it to the point. Yeah. Exactly. I bring the human being in the middle of everything. And what kind of human being? The sales rep. Because if the sales rep loves the software and it is helping him, he puts the data in. And then the management, it's easy. You can program that easily. The management get all out of the data, and then the forecast will be better, because the forecast is depending on the sales rep. If the sales rep is forecasting for himself, because he knows his 10 horses, and when he says, I have my 3 big horses, he wants to win these 3 horses running the race. Yeah,
Right.
it's in his interest, and sure, it's in the interest of the company, but we have to support them. We have to come under him, and we can really push them, and technology should supporting that. It's like mostly all over the world, people today using a smartphone. Can you imagine if your smartphone would be as dumb as in the old days? You wouldn't use it. Yeah.
Sure. So tell me a bit about sort of Pipeliner and the sort of different things that it's helping salespeople do to improve those relationships and to improve, if you like, the insight and the individual sort of forecasting that the salespeople do and help them to be a bit more entrepreneurial and achieve more.
Yes. Well, it's multidimensional. First of all, we have to change the mindset. The second is, and there's a guy out there in America, very well known, the best selling author, Daniel Pink.
Ah, yes.
Daniel, yeah,
Yeah.
to sell is human, and he's writing the same thing like I'm. Yeah, and he's saying exactly the same thing. He's even in his new book. It's a bestseller.
Yeah.
He's saying salespeople are treated like the worst thing in the world, more or less. If you go to a business cocktail and you will be the financial director, or you will be the marketing director, or the PR director, and then you are the sales director. Oh gosh, people say, oh, he's in sales. Oh, this doesn't count. Yeah, but without sales, we're lost. So
You
we
don't
have to
have a
change.
business.
Yeah, yeah, you have never. So we have to change first this, the mindset. The second is we are the first who really ask the salespeople, what do you need? And we brought in our, I don't know how many features. Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot tell them all right now, but our salespeople can tell you. Yeah, and they can show you each bit by bit. Yeah, how we do that.
Okay.
And fundamentally, the other part, what was wrong is, you see, we came up with the funnel concept. And
Uh-huh.
this is why I was writing an article on my blog, nikolaus.kimla.com, a couple of days ago, about the difference between a funnel concept and the pipeline concept. You see, the funnel concept is fundamentally also wrong. Why? Because people are thinking if you put something at the top of the funnel, it definitely go through.
Yeah.
Someday it will fall through. But it's not. It's not gravity. Gravity doesn't work for sales. It's about action. You, as a sales rep, has to do action, and this is how you do the action. This is how you interact with the people. How you know about the relationship. How about integrity. How about the product. How you know about the competitors. How you know about the market. How you know about the buyer's process. You see, this is action. This is not something that falls through to marketing activity. This has to work together. Marketing and sales has to work really together, but not automatically. We have to be a little bit more intelligent in that, and we cannot think that automatic. If we have the right technology, or we think we have the right technology, everything will fall in one funnel and everything is fine. It will not work.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there is a man and a woman, or there's two men. However, there is two people in a sales process, and they have to talk to each other, and they trust each other, and they don't trust each other, and they believe in the product, or they don't believe in the product, and there is a game. And the more honest it will be in the future, the better it is. I think all fancy, lousy, stupid sales stuff it's going on, how you can close a deal and you have to do this, all this is bullshit in my ears, because I believe at the end of the day it's about a human being be honest and saying, well, we can do that, or no, we are not as good in that, but we can help you. You see, it's about honesty.
Sure.
At the end of the day, who wants to buy or something, and that a couple of hours later say, wow, this guy made me do that, but I don't want it to do it.
Well, I think
You will, you
you're absolutely right. Nobody wants to be sold to.
Yeah, nobody. And so there's so many sales trainings out there. For crap, get lost of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So
sorry. I'm frankly open. That's my personality.
no, no,
I'm
that's
just
fine. That's fine. I think we've opened the Pandora's box there.
okay.
No, but that's okay. So tell me, is Pipeliner, is it just pitched at the enterprise market, or could it be used by any business, any size, all the way down to, say, you're running a professional service firm, you're maybe an accountant or whatever, and you think I need that to track my
Very
my
good question. All
my
right.
sales pipeline.
I'm coming from the enterprise business, and for that reason, I realized I want to be in the enterprise business. But going to the enterprise, it takes a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's not about the product; it's about the whole process to be known.
Yes.
It's like my friends from Thomson Reuters, even they like probably the software, they cannot buy it because we are not falling in the criteria right now.
Hmm.
So for that reason, it takes we. First, we are for the mid-sized market right now.
Yeah.
We really are there. We have also very small customers if they understand the sales process.
Right.
We are not a consulting company. So if you don't understand your sales process, if you just have a lead and a deal, yeah, if you
Yes.
say this is a business card and this could be a deal, then we are not the right product for them. There is not a lot of businesses around that. Every business, it's more getting complex, and so you have a sales process, but some companies don't know their processes, and I cannot help them. They have to teach themselves, or well, there's a lot of knowledge out there in the market, and we are bringing that out. We will start a sales academy where we are just putting everything for free for the people to understand how works the sales process, how you understand your business. If you have that, then we are pretty much even with one license to whatever, how many licenses. But at that moment, we are just focusing. Our ideal buyer is between 20 to 200 sales licenses. This is our ideal buyer.
Right.
And the other part is we are vertical, not in one area. We're vertical in every area. That means we are horizontal technology. We have right now over 600 customers around the world, from Shanghai over South Africa, Johannesburg,
Yeah.
Cape Town, Bogota, Bolivian, and wherever you go, and definitely in America and in Europe. But the thing is, we have from banking, insurance, financial industry, HR industry, web companies, consulting companies. So we cannot say today this is really works. We have everything. And what we will do in the future, we will bring out templates for industry. So we help them to say, like, we are working right now for the car industry worldwide because we saw this is a big opportunity for us.
Hmm.
So we make a template where everything fits exactly for the car industry, that the company is not any longer doing that. And so we will bring out templates in the future,
Okay.
constantly templates for industries. But it's all over, and we are pretty cheap compared to our competitors. So, and we are only cloud. We are just cloud.
Fantastic. Well,
We
how does that work in terms of the it's cloud plus a desktop client? Is
Yeah,
that
that's
right?
true. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Fantastic. So,
yeah.
Nicholas, that's fascinating, and I think you know what you are. I mean, I think you're bang. Personally, I think you're bang on the money in terms of how we what's the right way to sell and things. It's and the right way to run our businesses. There's so much information that is on the front line and the the grassroots and the people that are out speaking to customers, and not to rely on them to help us, not to have organizations help them also and then therefore help the organization achieve kind of bigger goals and get bigger and better and things and do better things for our customers. So I think what you're doing and how you're trying to shake things up is great work. But is there anything else that you'd like to add before we start to kind of wrap up? I'm just looking at the time now.
Um, well, thing is, as we put the human being in the center of everything,
Yeah.
yeah, we have to learn from the management point of view in a different sense to really evaluate salespeople. And our tool gives the management much better insight of salespeople. Like we have one feature we call the archive.
Okay.
That means when you are losing opportunities, as everybody is doing, yeah, nobody
Yes.
can win everyone, then we have really visualized when you lose it and how you lose it.
Right.
And this gives you a real insight to your sales force. That means after a while, maybe you're figuring out, oh, this is a hunter.
Right.
He's absolutely fantastic, unbelievable in getting contact, but he's a bad closer. Maybe this guy I just put together with this guy, and we are a perfect sales force.
Right.
So, or maybe you should train them differently, because you see, out of the numbers that you visualize in front of you, out of the archive, you get different kinds of information. So I think in the future we will see coming up completely more in-depth knowledge for the sales force to help them really, and not about asking the right questions to close a deal. Yeah.
So you can actually increase performance collectively and
Yeah.
fix the leaks in your bucket rather than actually just,
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
just almost like hiring and firing kind of people.
Yeah.
So what's the so I've got a couple of questions that I generally always end these interviews on, and the first one
Yeah.
is, What's Pipeliners and your plans for 2013 and beyond, apart from world domination, obviously?
Yeah. Well, we have a clear plan. We want to be in 3.5 years having an IPO in the United States. First
Okay.
point. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're really working on that. We think we have a great story. We have a world-class product, and we're coming out right now. We have a press release tomorrow about globalization for Pipeliner. We started England with Richard.
Yep.
Richard Young from former Nimble is right now joining our team, and he will build up England. And then we built our four offices in India, and we have right now already 6 people in India. Yeah, and starting in India, and India is a big market. Yeah, unbelievable big market. And then there's around the world really something great going on, and so. My son just said goodbye because he's going to the kindergarten.
Okay.
so, so, so we started that, and so it's great about that to have a clear goal where we want to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think in the next couple of years we will come out with more and more really unbelievable concept that we already have. It's just you cannot program so much that really helps the sales rep in his daily pitch, in his daily work, and technology is evolving, and so you have to keep up with that, with speech recognition, with visualization, with touch point and stuff like that. So we will work on that, and I think and the other part is definitely on helping the people to gain more knowledge. You see, the knowledge all over the world is really increasing.
Yeah.
You can today attend for free so many webinars and gaining so much knowledge for free. It's unbelievable. And so we are following that track too. That means we want to give away what we know for running the business.
Yes.
And I think that makes the business more secure. And this is the goal all over, to minimize the risk for the owner, to minimize the risk for the sales rep, to minimize the risk for society. Because when we have good jobs and we have good businesses, well, people gets more happy, or you come home, you feel more secure,
Sure.
and this is a good signal for the whole society. So making a business more successful, making the company more successful, and then making the society a little bit better. I think it's a nice cause.
Absolutely.
And I like that a little bit. Making a better place for our kids. This is my saying.
Fantastic. And so the final question that I always ask
Please.
is there anything that you would like to shamelessly plug?
Shamelessly plug. Help me in that. I was thinking what do you really mean by that?
Okay, so there's a saying in the UK, when you plug something, is that you pitch something. But if you shamelessly plug it or pitch it, as it were, then the door is open. You can pitch anything that you want to our readers and listeners.
Well, the only thing that I would say is always this is a philosophically stuff, you see.
I tell you what, the only reason I asked that question is because it's the British generally, and I take from your reaction that the Austrians probably too are sometimes not necessarily as forward as some of our American cousins.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And so I put it in there because it's almost a bit of a nudge to myself to sometimes to speak up and not be backward and coming forward. Do you know what I mean?
I believe at the right time, a good idea will always succeed.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's at the right time, a good idea will succeed. And you see, our idea is to liberate salespeople and give them a tool where they love to work with, and that's it. And Join the party.
Nicholas, that's been brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for your time today. I mean, I think the what you're trying to do is is great, and I look forward to tracking your progress with real interest. And I'll make sure that when this all gets written up, it all gets linked out and everything. So we give Pipeline a big shout out.
Great. Thanks, Adrian. Thanks for your time. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.